goes Nito. Anti-cheat. Oh, how's it going, everybody? My name Don D605 here. I was wondering myself about something in Spanish where I was talking about dead online experiences without anti-cheats. Now, it's not now for Gorilla Tag. I wouldn't say that it's not because it doesn't have an anti-cheat. It's just that Gorilla Tag's anti-cheat is kind of questionable. But let's get into it. So, recently I made an update to my own game. Um, it's on MetaQuest Store. All right, it's on PC VR as well, and that PC VR build has an anti-cheat. You know what that anti-cheat is? It's made by Epic Games. I know what you're thinking. Let me just show you. Easy anti-cheat. This is literally, as much as I hate to say it, but this is a VR game that kind of takes the locomotion off of this game, but it still has an anti-cheat from Epic Games. So basically, Gorilla Tag has had a notorious uh, history with cheaters, modders, whatnot. But and you know what? There's modders out there that are going, woo! What you wanna like make a anti cheat? Wait, is it gonna make me millions of dollars in shiny rocks? Yeah. Okay, go for it. Yeah. For instance, yeah, sure. Lemming goes after some of these mod menus because they're malicious. Yes, but and I feel like it just doesn't do anything because in the end of the day, yeah, sure. Lemming or whether the Lemmings company can actually sue all the mod menus they want. But until they get off themselves and actually add an anti cheat like easy anti cheat, maybe I don't know, Battle Eye if hell maybe why not that too. I don't know, just any anti cheat that prevents average cheating with cheat engine because you know that yeah sure it might stop some mod menus but it doesn't really I just feel like it really doesn't do anything. I mean, if it does have an anti-cheat, it's the most dog shit anti-cheat in the world. Hell, anti-cheat that the anti-cheat the anti-cheat by Epic Games is actually seen to be doing a better job next to a proprietary anti-cheat made by Fan Games. But how do you stop the other components from running cheat engine? Easy anti-cheat. And I'm gonna show you how to do that real quick. Now I'm not gonna obviously show you the full process, but I'm gonna show you my Skyrim's files. Well, not all of them, but you'll see what I mean. So if I go to Skyrim's 10, right, and I go to let's say the PC VR build. Okay, so you see this thing? This is basically the easy anti-cheat launcher. If I go ahead and launch the game itself, which obviously if you're playing online on this game that I made, don't do it online. But what it does is it has an anti-cheat folder as if your eyes were functioning. And you can actually see that it has the easy anti-cheat setup, the licensing, the localization, yada yada yada. But what happens and what's branching and beautiful is when I click on the easy anti-cheat launcher, it loads the game at a point where it's checking for things like cheat engine, melon loader, hell, even uni asset bundle extractor if that's even a blocked driver. What it does is it basically checks for drivers that are blocked like DBK64, maybe even DBK 32 if you will, and boom, right there we are loaded with like an actual anti-cheat by Epic Games. Now, obviously, yes, the music is made by me. I'm not gonna mute it. Obviously, the music was made by me, so I'm not gonna disclose that.
Stormy clouds of velvet cloak, stories in the
But
light
yeah,
we
it runs
stroke,
just fine. And
guardians
for
of the
instance, to
moon's
show you
dark
that it
rays,
works,
wasting
let's say
through
if
the
I
astral
opened
maze,
cheat
locked
engine, right?
within this
Guess what
cosmic cell,
happens?
heaven's
Failure to
secrets none can
starting
tell,
DBK
sailing through the
5,
midnight
which is
blue.
basically the driver it loads, and it basically kicks you out of the game just for opening cheat engine. Which yes, this works exactly. Now, let's say if you weren't a notorious scumbag of a cheater and you wanted to play it normally. and you accidentally open cheat engine, for instance. Well, I'm gonna show you how to do that. Let's see. If I right click on this, I'm pretty sure I go to properties, open the file location, and just unload the drivers. You see, yeah, that thing called kernel modular unloader. That just basically undoes what Cheat Engine loads into your hardware. Now, why is this so important? Well, for instance, I just know that Gorilla Tag doesn't have easy anti cheat in there, or any anti cheat in there that's not proprietary. I mean, really, the only mod it only stops mod menus, but yeah, Cheat Engine. Oh, they're doing that like no tomorrow. But for instance, let me actually pop up a little bit of a ring view, for example, like a kernel ring. How do I do this? Kernel. So let's yeah. So let's say, for instance, that you made a cheat anti cheat that maybe like a Gorilla Tag's anti cheat that would be sitting in like ring 3. So usually most cheats that are like basically sitting at the kernel level will not be basically detected by any cheat or any anti-cheat by that's in that ring level. Now, what developers do, like anti-cheat developers do, is that they develop something called kernel level anti-cheat. So it basically protects whatever is over here in this level to make it basically block any cheat getting detected and in that particular sense. Now, of course, when it gets detected, the application basically just uh it just closes. Okay, it's as simple as that. Um, for instance, if you're playing like games like Rec Room or Fortnite or VR Chat, hell, even Roblox, yes, they have easy anti cheat. But what? But no, and no, don't go at me. But Donny D, you didn't know that Gorilla Tag had an anti cheat. It's not a good anti cheat, okay? There's a reason why there's so many cheaters out there with selling mod menus out there. And yes, although Lemming goes after them, no, it ain't gonna solve anything because in the end of the day, until they make like some sort of like security measures to their anti cheat, maybe even add like easy anti cheat if they want to, it's never end of the day until they do something in their code, and that means that the code is there. If people are selling, if the game is being sold on what is it, PCVR, I get that it's paid, but to tell you how predatory it is and how much Lemming really wants you to open your cheeks for $20 just so you can mod the game, and then turn around and he can turn around and just ban you for flag your account for hacks or some shit, it's freaking insane. I, I'm actually floored right now. I'm actually shocked. Like I don't know what to do. Like there are people like out there who are just like you know what's funny though is that if some of these mod menus, which Lemming says that they have a notorious habit sometimes of being malicious, if you buy any of these mod menus, I have no sympathy for you. I hope your data gets stolen. Okay, if you're a cheater, and and just to reiterate, in case the AI that's watching this video thinks I'm endorsing any of these cheaters or I'm endorsing any that crap. I do not condone any cheating at all. You shouldn't hack in an online game. It's just deplorable and it's just bad. Okay. There's a reason why I added an easy anti-cheat to my game in the first place, so PCVR players couldn't just yoink the PCVR version and then cheat in it with Cheat Engine. Obviously, yeah, I'm gonna step in, but Gorilla Tag isn't, and as long as it ain't a freaking Shiny Rock cheats, they don't care, and that doesn't even matter too, because Cheat Engine is known for actually modifying values, which are basically values that actually can count to like money or XP. I don't know if this counts towards Shiny Rocks, but whatever. The world's your oyster with this one. But also Speed Hack, which obviously I'm gonna show you what Cheat Engine looks like. I mean, I already have it open. It doesn't matter. So this is Cheat Engine, right? You got Speed Hack. Okay. You got Unrandomizer, I guess. and Lua formula. But what's even more interesting about this is that you can actually run like inject scripts into this thing. For instance, if you were like making like cheat engine mod menus, for example, like I did covered in one of my other videos. If you go to, oh, actually it's memory view. Okay, so if you go to memory view and you go to tools and you go into either inject DLL or Lua engine, basically what you can do is hack memory like preset. You can basically mod games like this. Now, of course, DLLs, for anyone who doesn't know, is basically a file that causes like modifications in certain files that can actually modify the memory. For Grotag's case, if you put a DIL file in a plugins folder, if you have BepInEx installed, by the way, that is considered a mod menu for most cases. And in some cases, there's a lot of nerds out there who are waiting to take you down with that. Lua Engine, on your hand, it's basically like where you have like it's a different kind of system where you can basically inject like code into the game, unlike DLLs where you just have a file that preset. But yeah, that's pretty much the case we live in. But this might actually be the worst case for Gorilla Tag because if, let's say, if a person was playing Gorilla Tag on PCVR, and let's say they wanted to use a mod menu that wasn't a DLL and the plugins folder that wasn't supported by BepInEx, they could use Cheat Engine to bypass their anti-cheat if they didn't have easy anti-cheat. That means the code is needed. Gorilla Tag could go and sit there at any freaking time. They could go into their code and patch this game and assumingly just make it to where the game runs under an easy anti-cheat. Sure, yeah, modding is okay to them, at least in private lobbies, but public lobbies, I don't know what to tell you, Chief. But then you also got like, well, for instance, the reason why I got this whole, the reason how I got this whole anti-cheat thing set up, is because I actually did some research back in the day. Like, when I say back in the day, I mean like maybe 12 hours ago. So this is what allows Unity users to actually put in a plugin in their Unity game project and basically allow them to use easy anti-cheat. It's a free service, okay? Well, it's no harm, no foul. Um, might need to close a couple things here. Okay, we're loading. Yeah, this is the file, okay? Now, for instance, if you wanted to like load this into your Unity project, like let's say if you want easy anti-cheat and you're playing a PC, making a PC game, um, one thing I would definitely recommend is you go to this link and you go to copy the Git URL. This will effectively allow you to basically go into, let's say, Windows, go to Package Manager, and then you can basically click this little plus icon for the Git URL, and then you can just add that in there. This is, as far as I know, the best way to have an anti-cheat baked into your PC game. Now, of course, Android players, no, you're stuck with that whole console experience as well, as far as I'm concerned, because apparently Grotag, until they update their anti-cheat and proprietary version of their anti-cheat, you ain't getting nothing. But as far as I know, yeah, I've done it. I mean, I've done it on a couple new games that I've been trying to bake up. This game is actually so old at this point that I still provide more security updates than actually content updates. Because there's a notorious habit I have to fend off cheaters. You know, it's that bad. Like it's a free for all in terms of hacks. So I honestly don't know. Like this is just amazing. But for instance, in Grotag's situation, it might not matter as much because for whatever reason, sometimes in Epic Games, Unity is kind of just a little questionable. Like you have to have a lot of consent from, well, not a lot of consent from Epic Games, but the fact that they're like trying to make you actually sign on to a freaking server to just use Epic Games easy anti cheat, and it's tied to its server. It's just that the anti cheat can sometimes be a little deplorable, but no one can deny it's a far better anti cheat than it would be on Gorilla Tag. Do we remember back in the days in Gorilla Tag where we would spend more time kicking players to ruin their experience? Even though I don't endorse that. Okay, play the game nice, be fair, but back in the day in 2021 when Gorilla Tag initially released mods, people would have gladly kicked you out of the freaking server. They kicked people like no tomorrow. Lemming wasn't very happy with this, and yes, he did take off the Quest mod setup. Um, PCVR mods. I hate to say this, but the anti-cheat might actually be a little bit more of an idea than a suggestion. Like, I mean, I'm just putting it out there. Okay, Lemming, if you're seeing this video, please add AZ anti-cheat in your PCVR game, or maybe just like upgrade your anti-cheat or something like that. I know it takes time for these developers to do stuff like this handcrafted, but if you're hosting a online game, you should actually have a good anti cheat. Gorilla Tag doesn't, and this is why we're getting to the problem.